Picture this. You're walking home alone at night in Japan. The air is still, the streets are empty, and the only sound is your own footsteps. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows. It's a woman, and she's wearing a surgical mask. She blocks your path, her eyes lock on yours, and she asks a simple, terrifying question. Am I pretty? How you answer will decide if you live or die. Most people who know the legend of the Kuchisake-Onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman, think it's a death trap with no way out. They know saying no means instant death, and saying yes just leads to a different, but equally grisly end. But what they don't know are the forgotten loopholes and regional tricks that could actually save your life. Today, we're spilling the secrets on how to survive Japan's most notorious ghost. Section 1. The making of a monster. To figure out how to beat a monster, you first have to understand its pain. The story of the Kuchisake-Onna is a tragedy born from beauty and betrayal. While the version we know today exploded in popularity in the 1970s, some folklorists believe it has roots that go back to Japan's Edo period. The most popular version of the tale goes like this. She was once a stunningly beautiful woman, the wife or consort of a jealous and powerful samurai. Her beauty was everything to her, but it was also her downfall. The samurai, eaten up by suspicion that she was unfaithful, decided that if he couldn't have her, no one could. In a fit of rage, he took a blade and sliced her mouth from ear to ear, screaming, "Who will think you're beautiful now?" Her life ended in agony, but her story was just beginning. She returned from the grave as an onryu, a vengeful spirit from Japanese folklore, hell-bent on a single, obsessive goal. Her spirit now wanders the dark alleys and lonely streets of Japan, forever seeking validation for the beauty she lost and punishing anyone who dares to answer her. She's a ghost trapped in a loop, asking the world to judge her appearance,
Do I look
just as her husband did.
pretty?
Her pain became her weapon, and every person she meets is a potential stand-in for the man who destroyed her. Section 2. The 1970s Panic. Now, let's jump to the late 1970s. Japan was changing fast, and with more kids walking home alone late from cram schools, a new kind of fear took hold. It was in this atmosphere, a fear of the urban dark, that the Kuchisake-Onna was reborn as a modern urban legend. Starting around 1978 and 1979, rumors spread like wildfire among schoolchildren. They whispered about a woman in a surgical mask, a common sight in Japan, which made her terrifyingly hard to spot, who would approach people walking alone. She'd stop them and ask her infamous question, "Watashi kairei? Am I pretty?" And here's where the deadly game begins. If you say no, she kills you right there with a sharp weapon, often described as scissors, a knife, or a sickle. Your honesty gets you a swift death. So the obvious answer is yes, right? Not so fast. If you say yes, she slowly peels back her mask to reveal her horrific permanent grin, a gaping wound sliced from ear to ear. Then she asks again, her voice now twisted and guttural. "Kori demo? Even like this?" Now you're really cornered. If you scream or say no, she carves your face to match hers, or just kills you outright. If you manage to choke out a yes for a second time, the outcome is still a nightmare. Some versions say she'll follow you home and murder you in your sleep, while others claim she'll slice your mouth anyway, deciding you should share her beautiful smile. The fear got so intense, it sparked a real panic. In some areas, parents and teachers organized patrols to walk children home safely. Police departments were flooded with supposed sightings, and schools even issued official warnings. The Kuchisake-Onna wasn't just a ghost story anymore. She was a real-world threat, a social phenomenon born from the anxieties of a generation. Section 3. The Unofficial Survival Guide. For decades, the legend felt like a game you just couldn't win. But hidden in the folklore are clever survival tactics. Think of them as cheat codes for her curse. This isn't about fighting her. It's about outsmarting her. Tactic number 1. Confuse. Don't confront. The Kuchisake-Onna runs on a simple script. She is programmed for a yes or a no. So, your best weapon is to give her an answer she doesn't expect. When she asks, "Am I pretty?" hit her with something non-committal. Try, "You're average," or "You look so-so." This exploits a flaw in her curse. She's ready for praise or disgust, but not mediocrity. Your vague answer will confuse her, forcing her to process what you just said. That confusion is your chance. Don't stick around, just run. Tactic number 2. The counter question. Another way to break her script is to flip it back on her. Instead of answering her question, ask one of your own. "Am I pretty?" This can completely short-circuit her programming. Her curse is all about getting a judgment, not giving one. Some versions of the legend say, "She'll be so thrown off that she'll just leave you alone." It's a bold move, but it puts you back in control. Tactic number 3. Distraction by candy or cash. This might sound ridiculous, but one of the most popular survival tips is to just distract her. According to the legend, if you throw a handful of hard candies, especially traditional Japanese bekoame, caramel candies, or money at her, she'd be forced to stop and pick up every last piece. This bizarre compulsion gives you precious seconds to make a break for it. Whether it's a lingering human attachment to worldly things or just a clever trick someone made up, it remains one of the most famous escape methods. Tactic number 4. Her kryptonite pomade. Of all the tactics, this one is probably the weirdest. Some legends say you can make her run away by chanting the word pomade 3 times. Why? One theory is that the samurai who mutilated her wore heavily scented hair pomade, and the smell triggers her trauma, making her recoil in horror. Another theory suggests her disfigurement was from a botched cosmetic surgery that involved a foul-smelling pomade or wax she now can't stand. Either way, shouting "pomade" is like reminding her of her worst memory, forcing her to retreat. Tactic number 5. Know your regional loopholes. As the legend of the Kuchisake-Onna spread, it changed. In South Korea, for instance, her story merged with local folklore. The Korean version is often said to wear a red mask. More importantly, some versions of the Korean legend are bound by a belief that evil spirits can only travel in straight lines, meaning she can't follow you around corners or up a flight of stairs. So if you meet her where this version of the myth is told, your escape is simple. Turn a corner or find some stairs, fast. Section 4. Why we still fear the woman with the smile. So why has this story stuck around for so long, terrifying generation after generation? The Kuchisake-Onna is more than just a ghost. She's a mirror for our own deep-seated fears. She's the anxiety of meeting a stranger in the dark, a fear that only got worse as Japan's cities grew and became more anonymous. Her legend is also a grim commentary on beauty and vanity. She forces you to make a snap judgment of her looks, and then punishes you no matter what you say. That surgical mask, once a normal item for staying healthy, becomes a symbol of the terrifying unknown, the rot that can hide just beneath a normal surface. She is both a victim of horrific violence and a terrifying monster, and that complexity is what makes her so haunting. The legend of the Kuchisake-Onna is a great reminder that some stories are more than just fiction. They're guides for navigating our deepest anxieties. The tactics to survive her aren't about magic, but about quick thinking, wit, and knowing how to bend the rules. If this survival guide gave you a fighting chance, hit that like button and share it. You never know who might need to know how to handle a late-night walk in Japan. And let me know in the comments, what other urban legends do you want a survival guide for? Conclusion. So the next time you find yourself on a quiet street and feel a sudden chill, remember the rules. Be ready. Have your confusing answer prepared. Maybe keep some hard candy in your pocket. And don't forget the word pomade. The legend of the Kuchisake-Onna teaches us that the scariest questions are the ones with no right answers. But with the right knowledge, you might just be able to avoid answering it all.